Listen, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Forecast called for a short break in the snow before it starts up again, and today's Wednesday, supposed to snow up until Sunday at this point is the forecast. Seeing a little sun, a little blue sky, and along with it now all of a sudden wind. Difficult to make any progress when all your target starts moving. It's not snowing, it's just blowing. Even though the wind is blowing, I have a short window of opportunity to get out on the lake and pack down the runway. The reason that's important is that overflow can start to develop. When you have several tons of snow sitting on top of lake ice, it pushes down on the ice and water comes up between the cracks and water sets between the snow and the ice. The idea being, if I can get out there and I can pack it down, then the cooler temperatures will be able to get to it and hopefully keep that overflow at bay. But it wasn't meant to be. I got about a quarter of the way around the runway and hit a large, long pocket of overflow. You can see here it stopped me in my tracks, literally. So now that I'm stuck in it, the next thing is to figure out how expansive this overflow is underneath the snow. And if you look around, you really can't tell from the surface. The only way to know is by walking. And I walked and I walked and I walked, and I never got out of that slushy overflow. No matter how much I stomped on that snow, the water just kept coming. So my next plan was to just stomp it down as best I could and leave the machine on the lake overnight in hopes that cooler temperatures would ice up where I had walked, and then I can drive it out. If I was going to leave the machine on the lake overnight, I needed to get it up out of the water, because if it did freeze up overnight, now I've got my machine frozen into the ice. So I packed down a pad as best I could and then drove the machine up on it and cleared snow away from it so that it wouldn't freeze in too badly, and hopefully in the morning I'll be able to break it out and again drive it off the lake. Once I got the snow machine secured, I strapped on my trusty Altais and skied out off of the lake. Meanwhile, the winds continue to build up. I'm afraid that the path that I packed down is going to be drifted in by morning. I don't know exactly how that's going to go, but there's little I can do about it at this point, so we'll just have to wait and see. In the meantime, the lake airstrip is closed for operations, and I suspect it'll probably be that way for several days. More importantly, I've got my snow machine standing in the middle of the lake, unusable. So, wasn't the best of days, I'd say. In the meantime, Paula and Ben clear a walkway to the runway that we can't use. I guess that's progress in some fashion, huh? Deep down, I have a hunch we're going to be doing this all again tomorrow. In our world, snow and wind are just not a good combination. It's just getting stupid out there.